Yo, yes. What's going on? Yo, when you hear that, it's about time. It's your boy back here. It's another amazing episode here at K-Sport. Welcome everyone. If you just join in, I'm glad to be back with a beautiful episode. Oh my God, I feel good today. I'm so good. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm so grateful for life, man. Hope you are grateful wherever you are, whatever you're doing. How has been your week? What have you done? How is it? Man, it's been a bit tiring for me, but fair enough. At least we've made it to the end of it. How is everyone doing? How are you? How is your day, man? How are you doing? What are you doing right now as of this moment as you're listening? You can drop that in a review, whatever you gotta. Let me know what are you doing. Drop in the comments anywhere. So, oh my God! If you just joined, it's the K-Sport podcast right here, straight from the mighty Athens, Greece. Right here, I'm broadcasting, giving you information of what's going on here on the ground and around Europe, mainly giving you some news, some information, and dropping some nuggets here and there. Basically, giving you, I'm your ears on the ground here. So I don't know, man. It's been a busy week. A lot of stuff has happened. I've been quiet a little bit. I don't know. Since the last episode. Quite a lot of things happen, because it's August, so it's a vacation time. So I went out of the city a little bit. I went for a vacation. It was really amazing, though it was not usual, as you know, with all these measures and the policies that have been put for the because of the corona, but managed to go out of the city a bit. Went took a swim as usual. Days are beautiful. It was quite a good time anyway, generally. So now that I'm back in town and back on to the normal grind, normal running to the city life again. So let's pick up from where we stopped from. And there's a lot of that has happened actually. Today, for example, in today's news, I think it's getting I think we have 9 days or 10 days to end the month. That means September is right in the corner, meaning it's about school time. So everyone most of the kids are going to be going back to school, but the schools are going to be opening, but not in the normal way, like any other place, any other country. The same thing that's happening here in Greece. So the state has promised to give all the kids and the teachers free masks and everything. It's gonna be mandatory for for everyone, from the babies, from the nursery to the to the high school level. Everyone has to have masks in the classes. Somehow I saw I read one article on the internet, and I saw in China, man, the process is really so tight that the kid goes through it's these laundry machines on the gas stations. The kid goes through that 3 times. They disinfect the shoes, and then they disinfect the bags, and then the hands, and then 3 stages of disinfection before he gets into the class. And you can see how strict that is. And before he comes to school, the parents have to be, must have done the disinfection before getting to the van. And once they get out and they do this, the street. Oh my God, it's a lot of new process, and I really feel sorry for these young kids It's, you know, kids don't know what's happening. They just see this. They're free spirits. I love kids, but now that they have to live in these constraints as like adults, they don't deserve this kind of life, like of, you know, spending the whole day in masks. You know, it's gonna be hard for them. They used to playing, you know, uncontrollably, whatever, but now, you know, you can't play well as a kid when you have a mask on. Trust me, your breathing pattern is not the same as when you have like your free air coming in. But, you know, the promising news that I think that is now it is getting stronger with the vaccine. And here the Prime Minister promised the citizens that once the vaccine comes through arrives in Greece, it's going to be free for every citizen. But he doesn't know when exactly that's going to be. That's where the uncertainty lies. That's where the gray area is. Because according to one of the articles, I think between the week, it was said that it's going to be, I think they're testing to the last stage, the third stage of testing is going to be until, if all goes well, until November. And if it's done in November, then they have to bring it down to supply to Europe in December, something like that. So that's the period they're looking at, when this vaccine may be ready within that period. But the Prime Minister just emphasized that whenever it's ready, whenever it will be, the moment it's ready and it ships here and gets here, it's gonna be free for everyone. So we're all looking forward to that, man. It's just one thing that we hope that it could get us back to normal, because once you have your vaccine, that means now there is a strong means of protection against that, you know, the virus. So hopefully it comes through and we try to get back to normal, because as you all know, it's not the normal, man. It's not normal at all for everyone, wherever you are. I know every state is trying to fight the second wave of the virus that is like starting to develop. Like in some some countries, you can see that there are some, you know, spikes in areas. So every country you can see, like for example in England, they're trying to, some of the counties, they're going to reintroduce the lockdowns, which is really sad. And there's really a very good explanation to that, because you see the excitement of the summer couldn't leave everyone in the same state as it was. You know, you get a chance to go out and, you know, for your vacation. So when you go for your travels, when you come back, so you don't know. And I always say it's really hard. The challenging part of this virus is that it's not something that's gonna happen like immediately. Like you catch a fever, you're gonna feel the temperature is gonna be rising right there and then. Like if you catch a fever like in the morning, by midday you're gonna be having the signs, like you have your headache and all that kind of stuff. You know, right? You know what? I got a fever. But when you contract this virus, unfortunately, it's going to take like a while before you start even seeing the symptoms. That means if you came from a trip and you tested and you're like kind of negative, then after like a while, then you start getting symptoms. You may not even connect the dots of how and when and where. That's why right now it's no way it's safe for like whoever comes. Most of the times when you're coming from the countries that already put on the red list, so there's no choice but you have to self-isolate, so that until that period is past, that like the 14 days period, it's at least that's the incubation period. So though, until when you pass that, at least you know that at least maybe you're free. But until then, let's be optimistic. That's what we gotta do right now, and that's free. That's what we gotta do. That's why we have at our hands, like optimism. That's what we need. Anyway, and then there's a lot of things that happen. For example, talking about people going to the vacations. So no matter what, like these restrictions that are being put in place, people are still going out and having a good time. For example, here still the state saw the need to make, like, they made more stricter restrictions they are put in place, including life imprisonment, if you happen to violate the restrictions. For example, if you spread the virus intentionally and causes death to people, you may end up into a prison for your life, for the rest of your time. I mean, your life. Something like punishments are around 5 years, 10 years, 2-3 years. It's crazy, man. It's just getting really serious. There's a story that amused me. In Mykonos, there is a couple that they're waiting for their marriage so bad, and unfortunately their planned date they had planned the whole marriage to happen in the summer. And so what happened was the virus came through, and all these restrictions were put in place. You can't put bring people together, but they were like, fuck it, we have to do this marriage. So it was marriage of how many? 4 people actually. Yeah, the couple, the priest, and I think, is she the maid, that lady who helps with it. And so even the parents and all nobody was there. So they just got immediately after the marriage, the ceremony, they had just to send photos of the whole ceremony to their moms and dads, and it was crazy. And it made me think about really, is it gonna be the new norm, having a marriage, a ceremony like that? Because a marriage is a really very important ceremony in everybody's life. I mean, that's something that is not easily achieved. So you need some, to at least to call your family to be there. But if we are at the point where you can't even call your mom or dad to be around for your marriage, man, shit is getting crazy. And so that's why we pray so hard, and and try to do whatever we have to do to bring this whole thing to a house, man, to stop, so that we can get back to our normal lives of living. And in the entertainment news, what we have today, talking about Mykonos, still in Mykonos, was there's one guy, is an English player in a big club, Manchester United. Yesterday he was allegedly arrested because of getting involved into a fight. But why would he really fight? I think he's a Harry Maguire. He's a defender, I think. Yeah, in Manchester United, and he's a defender and he's a captain. So this guy were involved into a fight. There were 2 groups. When bars here, bars are supposed to be closed after midnight. So it is said that this guy, there was 2 groups of English, lads who got involved into a heated fight, and then they went bro. So when the Greek police came to break the fight, one of the groups, they tend to insult the police, and like verbally and physically. So they arrested three of them, and one of them was this Manchester United captain. So he was detained and transported from Mykonos to Syros. Syros is like the capital of the Cycladic Islands. So most of the administration of the Cyclades happened to that side. The Cyclades, they're like a cluster of islands. If you hear about like the Santorinis, the Paros, the Naxos, the Mykonos, the Andros, those cluster of islands, those are called the Cyclades. So they have one like main island, which is like the administration, like where most of the administration happens in Syros. So this guy was transported there for, I think, the court or something like that to deal with his case. But today Manchester United as a club, they released a statement. They say that the club is aware of an alleged incident involving Harry Maguire in Mykonos last night. They say that they contacted Harry and is fully cooperating with the Greek authorities. And they say that at this time, they will be making no further comment. So that's what they say. But so they are aware about their captain being detained. So that's what happens when you have a few drinks more. You lose yourself. But fair enough, it is what it is, man. You can't judge nobody about that. Against that, you can get into any fight anytime, no matter who you are. Moving on. You might be aware, for sure you're aware about the tensions in the Aegean that are really getting developing every day. Something new happens, and apparently I don't know if you heard about the story of one of the biggest church, which was a museum, actually, a museum in Turkey. So it was converted into a mosque. It was actually a UNESCO heritage center. So it was converted into a mosque. But this mosque was originally an Orthodox Christianity church, during those, from the time when it was in a period when some Greeks used to live within Turkey, so this church was for them. So after when they left the place, it was preserved as an old church, an Orthodox church. It became a museum where people used to go to visit. But then, I think at the beginning of this month or last month, Turkey decided to convert that church into a mosque for some reasons. Some deep reasons they gave in, which stirred really. It sent out a really big wave to international community condemning Turkey's move. But unfortunately today, the same thing happened. Another church, another ancient Orthodox church, was turned to a mosque. It was also it was part of the UNESCO, heritage, those churches, like these places that were preserved originally. They're not like active operation churches, but they're already preserved for history, But it was also converted into in a mosque. It was called the Church of Holy Savior in Hora, in Istanbul. It is in Istanbul. So this church was converted actually to the decision actually was taken last year for converting this church, but nothing had happened until today. So most of the people say because of what's happening now, the escalation between, or the grudges between Greece and Turkey. So it's like that they're trying to, to do these things on purpose to, as I told you, I am not so much into the politics of it, the grudge, but I like to give some updates about the news. But it is what it is. It's a deep grudge and reasons before, for this. Everyone has reasons for why they're doing their things. So that's what happened with Turkey converting the Orthodox Church into a mosque, adding salt to the wound already. So I don't know the relationship they're kind of at stake between Turkey and Greece at the moment, but let's hope they can get into a dialogue that can develop in, to be productive and help both of the countries. Apparently, what are we today? Where am I gonna drop you? I need to drop some nights there. What is the lesson do I have today to share with you today? My experience that I gotta share with you. Yeah, my experience with self-confidence. Yeah. This is something I really struggled with as a person, and I've reached the point where I've realized there is a change in my level of confidence in myself, but it didn't just happen. So it happened I had to do the work. I had to work on myself pretty well to get over that, and that's why I felt like I have to share with you, for you might be there and you going through some of this problem. It's really, really a very common thing, but we downplay it. But mostly, if you lack self-confidence as a person, you can't do nothing. Seriously, you can't. You always gonna go about life like, you're gonna be the one who's always gonna take the bullying. Let me say in this case, the bullying, or it's gonna be on the receiving end of whatever, shit that comes your way, and you don't want to live life like that. You're gonna be shy, and a few things for me that could help me was I always try to to challenge myself to go into strange places. That's where it starts, because once you get accustomed to the area of the people you already know, it doesn't help you to build. It doesn't challenge yourself to expand. It's like having a little tight circle, and once you're exposed in a strange place, you're gonna lose everything. You can't even think. You sweat because you're not used to that. So for me, what I did was I used to go out every time every day in a strange place, like a new place. Let's say I used to go out in bars. That's a good example. I used to go out like in bars and clubs without my friends on purpose, just to go and see how do I conduct myself in a place where I don't know nobody. I went there, and I always went with a goal that I need to talk to two people I don't know. Like the first 2 days, 2 times that I went out to try this, I came back without talking to no one. Seriously, I reached the bar, get into it, order a drink, look around. I'm like, damn, oh my God, I'm not talking to no one right now. Everyone I could look at was so strange, and I was like, what conversation am I going to have with this kind of person I don't even know at all, or nothing to it. So that I left the bar, I went back home. I was like, but not talking to them, I realized that me even going to the place, it was really helping. first of all, I didn't know nobody in the place, and I didn't have any friend to talk to. I was by myself. By going into that, it built the confidence of like, all right, if I can go there, I'm not gonna rush it to go into like talking to to a new person like right away. Maybe I'm gonna take the baby steps. So I went back the second time, and I was like there, but then whenever I try to to talk to make eye contact to someone, and I felt like it's strange. And that brings me to the second point, like the key to go to this, like that's gonna develop you to go to the second part is like if you learn and master to make eye contact, man, that's the magic. That's where the magic is. And once you learn to do that, you realize that the world is full of shy people, man. People can't make eye contact, man. I learned that and I paid attention to that thing, but it's really, really so working. People can't make eye contact for like 5 seconds or what. You take a challenge. Let's say tomorrow you go on the street, decide to be like, I'm going to look straight into somebody's eye until they break. You be like, I'm not breaking before. It's like you challenge yourself, like who breaks fast. You remember those games we used to play when we were still kids? Who does this? Who laughs first? Who does what? This time you go like, who breaks eye contact fast? If you can at least look into, let's say, maximum like 5 people or 10 people straight into the eye and they break, man, that's just giving you the best training ever. If you do that every day, 5 times 7, man, that you do that for a week, and then 2 weeks, and then 3 for a month. At the end of a month, you're gonna be good. Because look, once you can lock eyes with anybody, you can talk to them. And once they break the eye contact, they're already giving it. They're already giving you the status of dominant. You're good, That means you can interact with that person already. You were one step ahead of them. Like you're confident enough. They'd be like, you're confident than they are. Being the fact that you can lock eyes with them and then they break away. So that's another practice. Like eye contact is key, man. You just go out for that and then try it out. What else? I don't know if you feel this thing when you still, like, I would say most of the times when you're lack of confidence or when you're shy in this place, because I think these things work hand in hand. When people say like you're shy, but then your shyness is like entangled with lack of confidence, And most of the time what we do, or what I used to do actually, because what I'm talking about is what I used to do. When you're walking, you decide to put in your earbuds, or headsets. You just be like, I'm gonna blast my music. Sometimes it's good. You can be really wanting to listen to music, but sometimes most people use that as an escape. Like you cut off the world, you don't want to listen to nothing, you don't want, but that, if you're doing it when you're how can I say this, if you do that when you're, let's say you've already progressed, you're a confident person already, it's okay. But if you're using it as an escape to hide yourself from the world, it can't help you when you're trying to get better when it comes to learning to be confident. Because listen, you have to stay connected to the people. You have to listen to the conversation, how people talking, people passing by, you gotta listen, you gotta stay in touch with the world, with the environment around you, man. That's another thing, man. Stay connected to the environment. Turn off the music, turn on the confidence. Just walk. Heads up, chins up, shoulder back. Those are the basic things they always, tell you. you always keep your head chin up and then shoulders back. You start doing that. Turn off the music. Don't pull the headset straight. Stay connected to the environment around you. That's another key thing you gotta try out, and it's another key to becoming confident. And now here's the truth. The truth is, it's not easy. You can't. These tapes, you can't happen to do them, and then it's not gonna happen like in one day. But once you do once, twice, you get better. I mean, you can see the changes gradually. You see yourself. Be like, oh, now I can handle conversation. Now I can do this. Now I can, just like that. I don't know. That's what I had on my head. But if I remember something, I'll let you know in my next episode. So I want you to review to leave me a comment and tell me what are your tricks to boost your confidence. What do you do? What do you normally do as a person? To uplift yourself and be confident. Just let me know in the reviews and tell me what you think about this episode. And give me some suggestions. What you want me to? What do you want to know? It's not like I don't know what to talk about, but you let me know. You might give me some suggestions. Don't forget to download and share the episode from all your platforms you're listening from. Be they Google Podcasts, be it Spotify, be it Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening from. Don't forget to download and subscribe so that you can get a notification every time I put up an episode, and also join the Facebook group. That's where we can have a conversation from and to talk about some issues. Anyway, so I will drop this here, and it's been a lovely time here talking to you again, and I hope you enjoyed this episode as well. Peace out.